We thought we would practice some deep margin elevation on a cadaver before we actually try it on a difficult patient. So we put an alloy in this cadaver right down to below the level of the bone, actually. That's what it looks like. And now we're going to try and prep it using the Stropko, with Joy using the Stropko, much the way that John Cotomy demonstrated on TDO chat many times. So here we are. I'm prepping through the alloy. We use Titan here. And we have pretty good visibility, but I'm running into a little trouble in that the burrs aren't long enough. I'm almost hubbed out on the burr by the time that I'm anywhere close to the end of the alloy. So I might have made the alloy a little too deep. And here you can see we have pretty good visibility. I'm trying to do this as much as I can as we would on an actual patient, because this is a skill and you need to practice it. So Joy is keeping my diamond pretty clear. I'm not using a water spray here. Joy is providing the water spray with the Stropko, cleaning it off. So we're still not down to the base of the prep, and I'm taking my longest diamond, and I'm just at the level of the bone there. So I'd really like kind of a longer diamond to be able to do this. On a cadaver, in one way, it's a little harder because you don't have the color contrast that you have. And here, I'm trying an ultrasonic tip to finish off the cervical base of the alloy, because it gives me a little more length. And here, actually, it's actually better than a diamond, I think, because I have very good tactile sense. So I'm using this dry on medium power, and Joy is keeping it cool with the Stropko. And I'm able to feather this right down to at the level of the bone, and I have pretty good visibility of that. So I'm glad we tried this. The only reason I tried it was that my diamond didn't go that far. So now I'm finishing it off. I'm feathering that edge right at the level of the bone. And I have pretty good visibility as long as Joy keeps everything clean for me with the Stropko. So we used a CT4 diamond and a UT4 diamond to do this. Now there's a little invagination of the distal part of that root, so I'm trying to actually get into that invagination so that there really isn't technically an overhang there. And the CT4 diamond actually cuts that pretty good. I had let the Titan alloy set up for about 10 minutes here, so it had already gotten its primary set. And here you can see, now I'm just doing it completely dry, and you have pretty good visibility of it. Here's a UT4 diamond, which cuts even less and really feathers that in pretty good, I think. And I'm trying to get into the little curvature into the distal, around the distal root there. It curves in, invaginates there a little bit. And there you can actually see the feather edge margin right at the level of the bone. As I said, it's probably a little easier to do this on a living person because you have the color contrast with the gingiva. Here, everything is pretty much, the bone is the same color as the tooth, so it's a little harder to tell exactly where you are. Here's a mirror angled view from a little bit different angle, so you can actually see how the diamond tip is actually able to feather that in. And Joy is keeping it pretty visible for me. And there I'm going into the invagination of the root right there. So this is actually a little easier for me because I can see better, and the handpiece head isn't in the way. This is the pre-op before we did it, and then there's the final prep when we were all finished. And it looks like we've got a nice smooth margin there, and there's a higher resolution picture of it. You can see the invagination of the root there, and we were able to follow that pretty closely. So from an assisting point of view, this is how we do it. I take the Stropko. I use the universal hand sign for a handpiece, basically. Joy takes the Stropko in her left hand, positions herself. This is another angle of the Stropko pass. Joy does not have a Stropko on her side, so she's just using my main Stropko off the cart. And then we do a little practice run to make sure we're both positioned the way we need to. Here it is from another angle. So it's a pretty simple pass, nothing fancy. And then I kind of do a test run and make sure that Joy is positioned right. You'll notice her arms are both at rest on the armrest. She doesn't look stretched out to me. She's very comfortable there. Both arms are on the armrest, and this is pretty much where she sits for a living patient. So there really isn't any different positioning with the cadaver. We're both positioned pretty much the same way we ordinarily are. And she's just looking up at the camera a lot there to make sure that we're centered. And here I am with the ultrasonic tip doing the feathering at the base of the alloy down at the level of the bone. So you can see Joy is pretty relaxed and comfortable on both her armrests. And there's the final prep.